Welcome back to another episode of Bailcast, and this show is brought to you by Barbell Brigade, and we have a new drop, which we haven't had in a while. It's
oh my God, I'm wearing it.
Weather collection. She's wearing one of the flannels.
I love this freaking flannel.
Why do you
right
love
now
it so
it's
much?
not super hot,
Yeah.
but it's not super cold.
Yeah.
But it's still chilly, and it's not like really thick, but it's not too thin like this. Like I can't wear this right now.
Well, this is
too chilly
perfect for me. So this is the
windbreaker.
The windbreaker, and I love this right now. And I kind of wish this came out earlier when I was doing all my marathon training, but I'm still running, so it helps me out a lot. Because when you're running 10, 15, 20
you
miles,
can have something heavy.
Yeah, you want something light, but it's the wind that gets to you. So the fact that it breaks the wind, but it's still breathable.
Yeah, no, this is the perfect in between for me.
And today,
but wait,
what?
I like when this thing is on.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I said I like when the thing is on. Just visually, it just makes me happy. Like
It does. It
seeing
gives
that-
good vibes, huh?
Right? Like now everything's warm.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were gonna say
And so speaking of Barbell
vibes.
Brigade
Oh,
and business, I think that's one of the biggest questions that we get, or at least I get all the time, where I think a lot of couples out there, they're like, oh man, what is it like working with your spouse? You guys been working together for 10 plus years. I want to do that with my spouse. And usually I look at them with the
dead eye.
the 1,000-mile stare, and I go,
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Run away. Run away.
you don't want to do
Stop.
it.
Stop.
You don't want to do it. I start foaming at the mouth. I feel like I turn into the Get Out guy, where I'm like, you should do it. It's so good and fun. Until they take a picture of me and I go, pshoo, and then like blood starts coming out. How do you feel working with me? Do you like doing business with your soulmate, with your lover, with your best friend?
Fuck no. I'm just kidding. No, I actually really love it.
Really?
I love it because you're my soulmate and you're my other half. I mean, I'm a whole person, okay? I don't need a half. I'm just kidding. That's just the new movement.
That was
right now.
way too woke for me.
That was just, it's just a new movement. But anyway, yeah, you're my partner in crime, you know? So it's really cool because there's a lot of things and a lot of movement that I want to make within the company that I don't need to explain to you in like super detail. Like because we both have the same understanding of the company, when I say something for an outsider, they might be like, oh, how exactly does that work? Or where's that coming from? Or can you explain the thought process? But if I tell it to you, then it's like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I definitely think the brainstorming process is way more efficient and we're way more in sync. Because I think in addition to the business.
Bye.
Yeah. I just got it right now because I was like,
Okay.
wait, what triggered that? And I was like, oh, in sync.
Okay.
And it's actually, our thought brainstorm process is actually way more Backstreet Boys.
I want it that way.
And it brings our temperature up to 98 degrees.
I do cherish you from the rest of my days. You know how.
And then there's the times where we're like brainstorming like all of our new designs in O-Town.
What the fuck? How does that one go?
I don't know. I know it's one of the old school ones that I was just trying to throw you off. You actually caught me off guard with the 98 degrees. I'm like, damn, she actually knows.
Not really.
Oh, damn. That was really good.
I was trying really hard.
Yeah, you know, because when you're in the New Kids on the Block.
How does it go? Wait. Say it again.
And then so it's kind of hard when you're the New Kids on the Block.
Wait. Do you remember it? I can't
Don't they have one that goes like,
Yo. Oh. This is not my era. Oh. Da. I don't know. That's an 80s thing.
Hey, that's really good. But anyways, so like I think what's really dope about working, no more.
Okay, cool.
I think one thing that's really cool about working with your partner or your spouse is that because you spend so much time with each other, you actually know a lot of likes and dislikes, from movies to food to transportation to road rage, camping, like just all kinds of preferences. And that amount of in syncness, when you come over into the business realm, you already are kind of like finishing each other's sentences in terms of preferences
and
creativity. And then so I think because of that, every time we're ever brainstorming something, we're usually on the same page like crazy. And we're so on the same page that sometimes...
But I don't know if that has anything to do with at least the creativity part of it
Yeah.
or how we brainstorm. I don't think that has anything to do with being partners.
I think it has a lot to do
I
with
don't
with,
think
with
so.
time spent. And the reason why I say this is because me and Joe experienced the same thing. So before me and Joe started JK, we were already friends for I don't know how long, maybe like 4 or 5 years, right? So we've been hanging out. I've been going with him to his rap shows, his music video shoots. He's been doing MMA. He comes to me and like my raves and like the stuff that I was doing. And he sees that I'm studying. He knows that I'm like pre-med and I know what he's studying. And we're just good friends, right? And then so we already have that same sense of humor. So when it came time to doing JK, we're pretty much like we're so locked in and in sync. And if I were to start comedy or any other business with any one of my other friends I don't spend the same amount of time with, I don't think we would be that in sync.
Bye, bye, bye.
You gotta do another song. In sync.
I don't know. I was never that much of a fan. That's all I know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure if it plays, I'll like.
What about In Sync? I want it. No, it's Backstreet Boys, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the best.
Okay, I get you. That's true because at least you know you have the same interests.
Yeah.
So like you're thinking. I mean, you guys are friends for a reason because there's a lot of commonality.
Yeah.
So I guess in the creative realm, you guys are gonna make the same jokes, or we're gonna make the same jokes, or like the same music, or not to say that it's gonna always happen that way, but so that's like the plus side of working with you because I've done other like just even being on other projects with people that I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot more explaining that I have to do, or just like filling them out, or seeing because I don't hang out with them a lot.
Yeah.
And even when I do hang out with them a lot, there's still things that I'm like, oh, that's just not how I would do it, or like, I don't get it, or vice versa.
Yeah, because the time spent is, you know, when we're building a business, more so than what's on paper and what's like executing like financials and revenue, you're really world building. Right? So when you're thinking about like who are the people in this world, the JK world or the Barbell Brigade world. And then so you start thinking about even like when you walk in the Barbell Brigade gym, what music are we playing? What volume are we playing? How even what kind of speakers? Like do we have those dental speakers where it's like do 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 do, or is it like I love bad bitches, the fucking problem, you know, and it's fucking boom, and there's hella bass. So there's world building, and then like, what are the color palettes of this business, and how do we treat people? Are we like, yes, ma'am, or it's like, yo, what up, homie? Haven't seen you in a long time. So just the whole, it's like almost creating a movie that is in a like four-walled space. So I think when you spend a lot of time with each other, you know each other's preferences, and you're on the same page in terms of building that world. And I think that's what helps out a lot, because I think a lot of people, they just think, oh, I want to create organic pears. Do you want organic pears? And cool, we have the same interest. But the whole other backside, since they don't spend that much time with each other, pears isn't just the thing that's the business of your pears. Like your pear business, it's actually world building, and it's like, what is your office gonna look like? What type of people do you hire? Do you like timid people? Do you like shy people? Or do you like outgoing people? And there's all of that. And I think since we spend so much time together, we're really, really on the same page on a lot of stuff.
But what about people that like are in a relationship and they're completely polar opposites?
I think that's cool too. And I think why that's cool is because they don't have to discover that they're different. So like if, for example, if I already know you hate classical music, then if we're brainstorming what kind of music we're going to play in Barbell, I'm not going to be like, what do you think about classical music?
Gotcha.
Like knowing the dislikes is just as important as knowing the likes. And it doesn't mean we have to agree on everything, but I think understanding where each other is coming from is a huge deal. Like if you have no interest in ever doing some sort of like endurance sport or something, then there's no point in the gym ever offering something that you're not passionate about, you know?
Yeah, I guess that also would depend on what world we're trying to build. Is it about me?
Yeah.
Or is it about the world?
True.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true. And it's so crazy because you and I were so polar opposites, but then we're so similar at the same time. So we're like very polar opposites in terms of like...
Yeah, what are we polar opposite about?
Just how we solve problems, how we view problems, how we view people. Like, just like you're way more intellectual.
I'm more benevolent, I think.
No.
And compassionate.
No. God, no. You are.
God, no.
Internally, you are like, in our hearts we're the same.
I'm not. I don't think so.
How we express it, we're very different. Like I'm so emotional. I'm all about like intuition, and I'm about like going with the flow and just kind of like feel shit
Feel
out.
it out, yeah.
But then for you, it's very calculated.
Very
It's
calculated.
it's very intentional. Like, wait, A plus B equals C. Whereas for me, it's like, okay, cool, we have C. All right. Well, what kind of caused C? Are you sure it's B? What if there was like a B to the second, or I don't know. Like I just get too like.
Yeah, you feel it out.
The two.
Yeah. Some people, they start painting, and then as they paint, it becomes whatever they ends up being. And then some people, I think they know what they're going to paint before they start. And I don't think there's right or wrong. It's just, that's just how I paint. Like I need to know what I'm going to do. And then I paint that. And I think for you, you're just like, I'm feeling kind of blue. And you start doing it and like, I guess it's an ocean painting now.
Yeah. But I think I've changed a lot. I don't know if you've changed in terms of this, but for me in the beginning, of starting a business with you, it wasn't really my passion. Like fitness was never like a passion, like a thing that I would die without doing. Being athletic and staying active is like, I can't be sedentary for too long or I feel like I'm going crazy.
What
like,
made you want to open Barbell Brigade with me then?
I think I saw how passionate you were about it. And now getting older, in retrospect, I've realized about myself that I really enjoy helping like manage or build dreams. Mm-hmm. So if it's not my own dream, or I mean, even if it's not my own dream, like if someone's passionate about something and I really believe in that person, then I get super excited about building that with them.
I have a random tangent.
Yep.
But I'm listening to everything you're saying, but I have a random tangent. And I think, I don't know any better spokesperson for you to create this product, but I think you should create the next new and improved Mucinex.
Fuck you. Did I clear my throat too much? Oh,
No.
Oh.
But I'm just like, Mucinex, that formula hasn't changed in a long time. I'm sure there's new improvements that we can make to it, especially you love gummy bears. What if they're like Gumminex or Mucin Bears and you came up with it? And then every time you have phlegm, you just pop a couple of those in your mouth. Bam, gone.
All right. Well, I lost my train of thought, so forget it.
No, you're saying like you like built. So you like
you thought about that shit pretty damn fast. That was pretty good.
You like
That's
supporting
impressive.
and managing businesses or people that are passionate, and that's where you find your fulfillment.
Yeah, because I think sitting there and creating something isn't like it's fun. Like it's fun to think about, like the mucin berries, right? Like coming up with that shit is fun, but it's not something that I sit there and actively do.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'll see something and I'm like, oh, I would have done that differently. Oh, I could do that better. Oh my God, that's so inefficient. Or why did they react that way? Like I'm looking at how people execute, and that's what I'm criticizing, and I'm fantasizing about how to make that better.
Yeah. You see how they're executing versus what or why they're executing more.
The why I like too.
Oh, I see.
So coming up with whys, I like that also. Like, because then for me, I'm like, well, what the fuck am I going to do this for? Like, I don't give a fuck about it if I don't understand the why.
Yeah.
So the why for me is has to be good. That's why when I jumped in into JK, it's because of the why. Because you guys were making this movement. You guys were trying to unify and put Asian Americans specifically on the map, right? Not that I have anything to do with being Asian, but I really liked this movement I saw it as just bringing more eyeballs to
like a small minority,
yeah, to minorities.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like, well, I'm sure it's not going to stop there, and especially if I jump into the space now there's more eyeballs on me, which I'm also a minority.
Yeah.
And I'm Mexican, so it's like, yeah, this is an Asian movement thing, but I know I can infiltrate it now.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds bad, but so that was a driving force for me to make a quick and like solid decision to be like, this why is so fucking dope that it's a no-brainer for me to quit my stable ass job. So I look at those things instead of like going, how do I put Asians or what? Like I'm not sitting there and thinking of stuff like that because I don't know. I just, my brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So when you brought up, or when we were doing the whole barbell thing, once that you're so passionate about it and there was nothing there that was really conducive to the style of training that you were doing, and then you were trying to find, different solutions for it. I think just because I love you so much and you're so passionate about it, and it's been such a huge part of your life, then I wanted to support that. So then that's when I start thinking the how do we do this? And this is exciting, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy that it took this long for you to figure out. Not that it's bad or anything, but I think it's like, I think a lot of people, when you first start business, most people either figure out, they start with either the product first, or some people who are very passionate and very vision driven, they do start with the why. But I think the how aspect of how things are done, in my opinion, is probably even more important than anything else. Like, you know, there's so many people, like even within our circle of friends or even our extended circle of friends, they might be the best chef we've ever tasted, right? They can make the craziest ice cream we've ever tasted, the craziest ramen, but because they can't get their shit together and how they execute that, they're going to be beat by like mediocre Rite Aid or mediocre any other like next door ice cream shop. And I think people don't ever focus on the way how things are done. And I think maybe because it doesn't seem that sexy.
I think they do. 1 second. I'm going to introduce our first sponsor. All right. So our first sponsor is brought to you by Figs. So if you have any of our listeners are doctors or vet techs or radiologists or just any fucking kick-ass person in the medical industry, we got you covered. Figs is revolutionizing scrubs. And I absolutely love it because, I mean, we've all been to a dentist office. We've all been to, I was going to say the ER, but we've all been to the doctor's office. And the scrubs that they wear, they look uncomfortable. They don't look very flattering. They don't have very many style, like colors. And like, there's just one style. It's boxy.
They don't look personable, actually, because they look so much like workwear that even when a doctor approaches you, it just feels so like sterile. And then when I've noticed that doctors or other medical professionals, when they wear Figs, because it's now more expressive and it's part of them and you know they chose these clothes, it feels more personable too.
It does. Well, the fitment is already different because now it's more form fitting. So now instead of having pants that are straight legged and boxy, you have joggers with like multiple pockets on it now. And it looks so stylish. Like I've said this before, every time I travel, I wear my Figs because there's just multiple pockets. I'm not in any sort of medical industry at all, but that doesn't stop me from the utility of the pants.
Yeah.
They fit really, really comfortably. Like I said, they're form fitting. There's pockets for my passport, for my AirPods, for my phone. I absolutely love them. They're super comfortable. They look really, really cute. They come in like multiple colors for male and females. And for everyone listening right now, you guys are going to get 15% off, limited time. So go to wearfigs.com. That's WEARFIGS.com and enter code BAIL at checkout. Again, it does not just apply to people in the medical industry, but if you're in the medical industry, check them out. If you're not and you just want clothing that you can like put a bunch of stuff in and wear it comfortably and still look good, go to wearfigs.com. And we're back. I actually think it's the opposite. I think they do operate on the how first.
They do?
I think they do operate on the how first, but because the why is so either non-existent or it's fucked up or they don't even know, that the how becomes like a fucking mess.
Well, I guess I've seen both, right? So we have some friends in fitness, and I think their how is fucking good. It's clean, it's streamlined, their marketing's on point, it's a well-oiled machine. The stuff they come out with, the branding is fucking ugly as fuck. But they're able to...
Isn't that a how?
But they're able to... No, because the branding is like the creative. It's like it's the essence and the DNA of the brand. And so to me, I'm like...
I know, but isn't that a how? Creating a brand. No, a why is why you're doing something. The how is how you're going to do that why. So
true. You just schooled me.
Yeah.
Well, I guess their why is strong. So their why is strong, and their systems are strong. But I guess how the brand is portrayed visually isn't that strong.
Okay.
And I guess because I'm such a like creative minded person, that to me that is the brand. But I see them grow from a 6 to 7 to 8 figure business that I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy because the how things are done are actually, in my opinion, maybe because that's why I'm lacking, is more important than the why sometimes.
No, it's not. You just proved your own point.
Well, look at Amazon, right? Amazon, Alibaba, all these companies, these major conglomerates that are building up now, they don't even have their own product. So
They don't need to because that's not their why.
but how they get things, like how you get your product to your house in the same day, that's incredible.
Right,
They're
because the why is so strong.
And their how can meet their why.
Exactly. So so what I was saying that you proved your own point was with that company, right?
Yeah.
Where you're saying that their why is fucking strong.
Yeah.
But their branding, their how is not that good.
Yeah.
But they're still growing.
Or other parts of their how aren't good, and other parts of the how are really good.
Okay, well, the system parts is good, the branding is bad.
Yeah.
But that shows you how little it, like, I guess if the why is really strong,
Yeah.
then the how just naturally follows. But if the why is not strong and the how is strong, then I don't feel like it grows that fast. Because it's like, which way are you really going and why are you going that way? And can you outlast the winners and just the seasonal changes of business?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool that I think, am I even why focused?
No.
What am I?
You are. I think it depends. I think it depends. But you're very how focused.
Am I?
Yeah, because you're very artistic. So for you, the branding matters a lot. How things are gonna look, how people are gonna feel about it. Like you're very how focused.
Yeah, the emotion that you get from the product matters a lot to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very how focused. Oh, that's why I was talking about this. Yeah, so in the beginning, because I didn't really know myself that much and I actually had pretty low self-esteem.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that one, I always thought I was creative and I didn't realize that I was the type to want to build dreams, not necessarily create them. And I don't see that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
So I didn't really know that about myself. And I thought that I wasn't good at business. Like I just everything that I am now in the beginning of creating businesses, I thought that like you were the all-knowing and like other business people around me were the all-knowing and I'm just like down here trying to like really soak it all in so that I can start applying it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wasn't good at any of it.
Which is crazy because even the people that I talk to that are 8-figure or 9-figure dudes, they all say, I don't know shit and I'm still trying to figure it out.
That's awesome.
No one knows shit. No matter how much they think they know, when they think about knowing what the next step is,
They're like, I don't know shit.
everyone is shaking in their pants. No one knows. That's so crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is super crazy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of comforting.
Yeah, because when I had like the Meet and Head Millionaire Summit with my buddy Mark Bell, there's another guy from another company there, Icon Meals. Shout outs to Todd. And I believe he's a 9-figure dude. And it's just the way he talks about things. It's very pow, 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 pow. And I feel like I'm getting so many like golden nuggets of information. But then when I ask him about what he sees about his future and whatever, he's just as like, I don't really know. I'm just figuring that shit out too. And then we have friends who started Hurley and then they go, I know this much and I might know 10 times more than the average person. But he goes, I thought Uber was the stupidest idea in the world. And guess what? That shit is humongous. So guess what? I don't know shit either.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that is fucking crazy.
Yeah. So like in the beginning of that, so that's where I was. Where I'm at now is completely different because now I have a lot more self-confidence in the business realm.
Yeah.
I know a lot more about myself, and I think that's really important when starting a business or just any type of relationship. And I think that's why we do so well because there's a lot of self-development that we do with each other, together, personally, that we get to bring back not only to our relationship intimately, but then that we get to bring back to the relationship in our business. That really is super beneficial because I know, at least in the beginning, a lot of our personal issues would kind of bleed over into the business. So yeah, we talked about all the fluffy, nice, cool shit. You know, like this is fun because we're like soulmates and we like spend a lot of time together. So we know our likes, our dislikes, and it like flows. But like at the same time, like if at least back then, if we were angry at each other, which we were quite a bit, then it's like there's so much resentment kind of coming back into the meetings, even though we could say we tried not to do that. At least I know I was unintentionally.
Yeah, there's a lot of hard shit too.
Yeah, that like you might have had a really cool idea, but if we just fought that day or if we've been fighting that whole week, then I'm gonna think you're fucking dumb.
Yeah, you're not trying to back that idea.
No, because I'm like, I'm only because my state of mind is in such a bad place
Yeah.
that all I can see around me is just bad things. So
Yeah.
of course, if I'm pissed at you and you bring something dope to the table, I can try really hard to be as professional as I can, but I'm human, so I'll see that and I'm like, that's the stupidest shit ever. But if my state was different, I'd be like, yo, that's sick as fuck. Let's build. I might even make it better on top of that.
Yeah, and then because I hate your guts because we're fighting, my commitment to seeing that product succeed is
you don't
more,
give a fuck.
It's more about in your fucking face it was dope,
Yeah.
rather than really caring like who the product is trying to serve.
Yeah.
And like, is it gonna benefit the brand? And it's not anymore because I'm just trying to benefit myself.
Yeah.
So that's one hard part of I guess working with your significant other is like when the relationship and the company kind of bleeds in together.
Yeah, that is hard because it's like there's just, unresolved issues within ourselves
Yeah.
that we put into the relationship that now if we're not aware of it and we get caught up in it, we take it personally. And then if we don't know how to resolve that with each other, then that kind of lingers and we're not trying to support each other. And then we just can't escape each other now because it's like we live together, we work together, and like building a business is like legit raising a kid.
Oh yeah.
It's like it needs your attention or else it fucking dies.
Yeah.
So now you're pissed at each other, your relationship is rocky, and now you're trying to raise this child. Like, fuck, dude. Like you gotta have a strong, you have to have that grit.
Yeah. One thing I really admired about you is how professional you are.
Really?
Yeah. Like, so, because like,
So when you make those jokes, they were all just jokes?
what joke? That's what jokes are. Jokes are jokes.
I know, but I don't know if ever like the slightest bit of truth.
No, so like one thing I really admire about you is how professional you are. So I think when you're just in a spousal business, that is already hard in itself. But when you have a team and now there's an audience of the business and the relationship going like that, that's when it's difficult, right? Because if it's just you and me and we don't like something, we can argue to the death of it.
Yeah.
But now if we're coming into a meeting and there's like 9 other people, we have to hold that professionalism. And never once did I ever feel, even though I know we just had a fight in the car, whatever, never once did I ever feel in a meeting you wanted to kind of like shit on me in front of 9 other people or throw my idea down in front of 9 other people or give me like salty looks.
Yeah, that's so petty.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah. And I was always like,
I felt the exact
I'm like,
same thing.
oh,
from
wow,
you.
that's crazy. Like, even though she's fucking mad at me, no matter how wrong she is right now,
Oh, the comedian is back.
I'm like,
okay.
no matter how wrong and dumb and
Beautiful
despicable
and sexy
and annoying she is right now, I'm like,
and
she's
intelligent.
still really holding it together. And I think because of how professional you are, that actually, I think, made me want to be CUNY with you.
What do you mean?
So like we'll be in a meeting, right? And I'll pitch whatever my idea and I'm like expecting to fucking shit on it. And then you're like, oh, you know what? That's actually pretty good. Blah, 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 blah. And then you continue the meeting, right? And I'm just looking at you like, this motherfucker. And then I see you talking and we're like, okay, so apparel, what do you guys think? Okay, media, what do you guys think? And we're just brainstorming. And then I'm like, oh, Mama's been kind of CUNY about this. And then so that would make me in the middle of the meeting, we go from like our drive and then I open up the chat and I go, I miss you, CUNY. And then I send it. And then so we're in the middle of business meeting discussing something and I look over at you. And then sometimes I'll see like your eye line because it pops on your computer. I see you look at it. And sometimes you'll give me the, fuck this motherfucker. I'm like, oh, shit, she's still mad. Or you'll be like, you'll look at it and you're like, and you look at me like, that's CUNY.
Yeah, that's cute. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. I feel like you're the exact same way. It doesn't matter if like I've done the stupidest shit to you. Like once it's business time, it's that.
Imagine our staff listens to this and they're like, is that what all those weird extra looks are between them
Imagine
two?
they listen to it and then they go, no shit, you stupid assholes. You're not as good as you think.
Yeah.
You're not
Like,
concealing shit. It's awkward.
You guys think you're professional? Not at all.
Yeah, not even a little bit. It's awkward as fuck, you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but yeah, like I really admire that about us, that we don't let shit leak into, or we try our best not to let shit leak into our friend circle or our business circle. Cause like I was on teams growing up. You know, I was like in a dance group.
Yeah.
I was, you know, I played volleyball. Like I've always been part of a team, and I notice if there's just one bad energy and everyone else is really good, that one person will literally bring down the entire team. And not because they'll bring down the team because everyone's trying to cater to that. And now just energies rub off, and like you don't mean to absorb it, but you just feel it. Like everyone out there listening, like just pay attention to when you're really, really happy. And then as soon as you see someone that's like in your inner circle just kind of come in and they're in a bad space, pay attention to how the group starts reacting, and the whole energy just drops. It's crazy. It only takes one person. So because I knew that, I never wanted to be that person, or I never want to be that person. So because of that, it didn't matter if I was really, really tired. It didn't matter if we were fighting. I just don't want to bring that energy into any sort of group. And I think it takes a lot of maturity to work with that and leave that shit at the door. But it's also a lot of maturity to do that when you're working with your significant other.
Yeah.
Because if you're not mature, that shit is not going to last.
Yeah. I think another big difficulty that I noticed too with working relationships with the business is...
Pause. I want to introduce our next sponsor. Oh, cliffhanger.
All right. How many of you guys promised yourself 2020 is the year where you're going to get into photography, graphic design, or copy? I don't know. How far along are you guys? Yeah, how far along you guys on those goals? So this is the reason why I feel like now more than ever, you should be going to Skillshare, because I know a lot of people have promised themselves personal development and they want to get to the next level to either deepen their passions or get better at their job or make themselves more attractive to other businesses. Because now, you know, for us with all the business that we have, we only look for people that are multi-talented. The days of I'm just a photographer and I don't know how to do video, or the days of I'm just a marketer, I don't know how to do copy, are over. Like if you're not able to wear 5 different hats, you are not as valuable as everyone else who can do at least 5 different things. So I'm a huge advocate of Skillshare. I think it's so awesome because it's a giant online learning community that offers membership, and you can learn all kinds of things from illustration to design, photography, video, freelancing, and all of that. And
I already used classes to do interior design when we first moved into our home. And now I'm currently doing a lot of photo editing stuff.
Yeah.
So they taught me how to really utilize my iPhone, because we all know we got to get the right picture for the gram, but you don't got to be basic about it. So then they teach you all the functions, how to optimize your like cell phone camera.
Yeah. So it doesn't even have to be that professional in the way that I was speaking.
And they do have it. And they do have that too.
Yeah. If you're just trying to pursue your personal interests, that's another great reason why to do it. And right now you get 2 free months of premium membership at Skillshare.com/Beal, BEAW. This is for all of our friends, all of our listeners. Skillshare.com/Beal, BEAW. And you get 2 free months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. That's Skillshare.com/Beal, BEAW.
Nice. And we're back.
And this is like part of the professionalism part. But, you know, like when you're with someone, you have the things you love about them, right? And if you're on a rocky relationship, there's definitely those things that you fucking hate about them. So for you, I'm sure you're like, fucking Bart leaves his shit all over the place. The light's on in the bathroom. He fucking put his toothbrush over here. There's those things, right? So those same like character quirks in the business, when you guys are bad, you're going to see the exact same shit manifested in the business form. So now it's like Bart with the fucking whiteboard markers, left it over there. The fucking stapler over there. He's messing with the different labels and fabrics and he just left it over there. And that's the hard part, I think, where if you're not in control of your own emotions and being professional, whatever happens in the romantic side, when you do it in the business side, it's ×2. Is double the stress.
How do you notice that? I do that to you?
No, I feel that about you.
I don't see it like that.
Really?
I don't feel that. Yeah.
Wow. I feel that about you.
That I feel that way about you?
No, that I have my own against you.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What are those? Because I don't feel that with you.
Let me think.
The only stuff I do feel that.
I know. So one of them is, one thing I hate about you is
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa,
whoa. I didn't know we were having hate speech.
okay. So one thing I loathe about you.
Oh, even worse.
I'm just kidding. So I mean, we don't do this anymore. But one thing that
I disliked.
one thing that you did a lot was this is when we're in our bad space and we're really weren't communicating and we're just talking at each other instead of with each other, is you would cut me off a lot. So at home, as soon as you figured out what I was going to say, as soon as you think that you know where my train of thought is going, you would cut me off and you could just say what you want to say because you're talking at me. You're not trying to listen to me and then like talk with me, right? And then so in the business part of it, be the same thing. I'm explaining something about the business. You think you know where I'm going, and you just cut me off right away. And I'm like, oh, this fucking bitch doing it again at home and at work. Son of a fucking bitch. And then and that would piss me off like 2 times the amount. And then maybe I was about like this close to forgiving you, and I'm over it. But then it would just bam reignite it right away, and I'm like, fuck, I'm fucking pissed again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you never. I mean, and that's just one example. But there's a ton of other things that are just like that.
Oh fuck.
But that's not. You never felt that about me.
Well, now that you bring that thing up,
Oh shit! Okay,
it did
now
remind
all of a sudden.
No. Not because I'm trying to be spiteful. I'm not trying to be spiteful in any sort of way.
puta, man.
Cállate la boca, güey.
No, cállate.
Fucking Taika. No. So when you were bringing up the examples, it was like the toilet seat, the paper, the whiteboard markers. So it was very surface level. So something I was gonna bring up, because those were your examples, I was gonna bring up when you fucking open up water bottles and you take the cap off and you leave it off, and like 90% of the time you're spilling it on the table.
90% of the time.
I'm not trying to argue right now, baby. I'm not trying to argue right now. I'm just talking about your track record.
That means every week I'd be spilling it.
I mean, that's what it feels like.
Every week I'm not spilling it. And it happens maybe once after like 50 weeks.
Yeah, sure. So then that's the level I thought you were trying to go to. So when you gave me this example.
Just for that, I'm gonna drink my fucking coffee like this.
I don't care. So that's the example. But when I heard your example, I'm like, oh no, he does do a lot of shit that pisses me the fuck off. Not anymore. But I think it's because we weren't communicating. I felt like you were always talking at me instead of
with me. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just had this like level of and I know you're not this way. So it was just a pure emotional state that I was in, that I was receiving it this way. But it just sounded like you were so arrogant and you knew more than me. And like in that room, you were just like trying to prove how fucking wrong I was. And it wasn't coming from a place of like, fuck you, bitch. See, I'm smarter. It was just your tone. But again, that can all be because, I mean, I could be hallucinating, and I obviously was, because we just were in a bad space.
Yeah.
But yeah, like dependent on how your relationship is, that's going to determine how well your business relationship is. Because like it's a relationship.
Yeah. Do you, because it almost feels like if I look back at all this, because we've been doing business together for over 10 years in different entities. Do you feel like it's almost as if our relationship is good, then the business relationship is also good too? No,
I think now with the knowledge I have, it's if you as a person, you're good.
Yeah.
Then all your relationships are good.
So like if the relationship,
if the relationship with yourself is healthy.
Yeah.
And you know your triggers, you understand where that comes from, you're working on, or you've healed any trauma. You've worked on yourself so much that you love yourself and you have this confidence and self-love. Then at that point, a lot of your relationships like it all gets cleared up. Yeah. So I personally don't feel that if we're bad, then all the other stuff suffers. Or if we're good, then everything is up.
It's more if you're good or if I'm good with myself.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Because then if I'm good but you're bad and we're together, then I can help you go from bad to good.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. But if like I'm bad, you're bad, who's there to help it? We're going to be bad together, and then we're going to try to fix.
We're just trying to fight for our own survival.
We're trying to fight for our own survival.
Yeah.
There's this bad us part.
Yeah.
And then all we're trying to do is patch this part up, but we don't really even understand how this was even created.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to come back. So we'll clear it up for now. It's kind of floating up in the air, but it hasn't really been resolved. You know, so I really do feel like it starts with you as a person.
Do you recommend people start businesses with their spouses or their significant others?
Yeah, I think it's dope. I think it's really dope because now you get to, like, it's just, for me personally at least, like, I really enjoy building everything with you. Like, I can't get enough of you, right? Like, oh God, he gave me the soft eyes. But like, it's so cool to say, like, I have a romantic relationship with you, and then now we get to build this business, and we get to build it with like people we care about, and then we get to look back on it and we're like, cool, like, babe, we did this shit, that's tight.
Yeah,
and
that's
then we
really
get
cool.
to build a human.
Yeah.
And we're building that little thing together, you know, and like that's really cool. And like we like there's just so many like cool things we get to experience.
That's
you know?
cutie.
Cause like I don't like living my life apart from you. Like when I was doing like the podcasts and stuff, although they're my friends and I like that was fun, it's just a different type of fun. And it was cool because I get to bring back new thoughts and schools of thought back into our stuff. So that's very beneficial and that's really cool. And I just get to be apart from you and I'm building with like beautiful people too. But at the end of the day, like I just enjoy building with you. So if you're asking me if I recommend it, then yeah, I definitely recommend it. Is it easy? I mean, what relationship is easy, right?
Yeah.
Like any relationship worth having or keeping, you work at it.
Or any worthy goal.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Easy?
It's
Yeah,
not
none of them are
easy.
easy.
And when I say hard work, I don't mean like you feel bad all the time, because you shouldn't feel bad. Like it should be challenging, but you shouldn't feel bad and challenged all the time, because I'm like, then you might be doing what you're not supposed to be doing.
Do you feel like you're someone that needs to express yourself on the side though? Like, you know, when you're doing the whole
No, I don't.
podcast with the chick stuff, like, so you don't feel like you need an outlet?
No, because I'm getting so much satisfaction of the people I care about, like building with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cutie.
Yeah. Building by myself, it's
Cause I really
don't like it.
Because I really respected you for that too. Because it was like that's something outside of us. And so seeing you go to your meetings and setting things up and brainstorming and planning and kind of seeing something what you would just tell me over the dinner table was an idea, and then it came to fruition, and then there was like episodes coming out and all that. I was like, oh shit, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. But it wasn't something that like that I needed to get out of my system. I think the reason why that was created and the reason why I needed for that to happen was because it was in the middle of me trying to figure out who I was in that phase in life.
Yeah.
And I felt like I needed to prove to myself that I can do something. But it wasn't out of like this yearning of I need to express myself. You know, it wasn't because of that. I think I needed to prove myself that I was capable of doing something. Because I just felt like I hadn't really built on my own. And then, but now looking back, I'm like, but I did build on my own. Like we built together, you know, but I still needed to build on my own in order to present something to bring to the table to be like, hey, do you want to build together? So I wasn't looking at it that way.
I think everything that I would ever want to build, I think I want to build with you.
That's so cute. Why?
Because I don't think I'm a whole person. So I think you literally make me whole. So I think for me to effectively do anything at a high level, regardless if it's even your interest, I think I really need you there. Like not even for just emotional support, but also like your intellect and just the way you view things is what my brain's missing, and I know that. You know? So like,
what if that's like a limiting belief though? What if you do possess it, but because you keep telling yourself you can't, then you're like, well, I don't even bother.
Well, the reason I know it's not a limiting belief, because I think I have more confidence in myself than I should. So
that's awesome.
So I've always been the person, like for the past 30 years of my life, that I feel like I can literally do anything.
That's awesome. And look at how far it got you.
Yeah. And I felt like there's like I could literally do anything, and I feel like I can beat anybody at anything given the right game and rules. So that's how I feel about myself.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel like you're overconfident? I think that's awesome.
No. So because of that, that's the level of confidence that I've had. So I could beat anybody at anything, given the right set of rules if I wanted to. But because I'm actually not that competitive, I don't really give a shit. So like, for example, on JK News, when we're roasting back and forth, sometimes I just like enjoy getting burnt. I don't have to come back with another one because I'm not that competitive. But having that level of confidence over the last so many years of doing business, I realized that I'm actually not limited by my mind, and I actually just enjoy working with you.
Oh, okay.
And so it's not that I've felt not up to par, and then
because you started it off as you don't feel like a whole person.
Oh yeah. But I've felt like two people, the capabilities of two people in one person actually my whole life. And then I was like, actually, I'm actually half a person. I need more bear in my life.
You're cutie.
Yeah, like even stuff like that's why I think I always say like I want to be koala bears with you because I just want to be two bears like literally on top of each other.
Yeah.
Attached. So I'm actually really sad that I don't ride roller coasters because I know how much you like it. Because I just want to be koala bears with you riding roller coasters, and I wish you were koala bears with me scuba diving too.
Yeah.
And just do everything together.
Like if we had met in college, or like sooner, and you would have started with a statement like that.
Well, I met you when I was in college.
The end, like it was like
I was about to graduate.
Yeah, it was like
true.
your last like semester.
Yeah.
But if I would have met you around that time, and I heard that, I'd be like, you are a clingy motherfucker. I'm suffocated already. Get away from me. Like, I'm a very independent person. And that statement would have turned me off completely. Because I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't have your own interests? Do your own shit, motherfucker. Like, I can't breathe already just with how you're describing what relationship you want with me. But I feel the same way.
That's cute.
Yeah, I love it. It's because you're my best friend, you know? You're not only my husband, but you're my best friend. So I want to do everything with my best friend. Almost everything, because I'm not about, like, I don't give a fuck about shooting and doing all of this shit you do.
What about shooting and scuba diving, all that cool stuff?
But that's what I also love about you, that as much as you want to be koala bears and you want to be attached to the fucking hip or at the hip, I never feel suffocated. Like if I want to go out and do shit with my girlfriends or just another group or hang out with even a guy, like I'm like, hey, I'm going to go do this. You're like, tight. You're not like, can I come? I'm going to be so lonely without you. And then while I'm out there, you're not texting like, oh, I miss you. Can you come back? You know?
Yeah.
Like it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm not a loser.
I don't know if you're a loser if you do that, but that's just not the type of love that I want.
Yeah. I just like doing dope shit. Like, I know I'm going to get into BJJ, and that's like my next big endeavor because I know it takes like 10 years to get a black belt. So that's something I really want to do.
Yeah.
But if we end up opening up a BJJ school or like a gi company, and I know you don't know anything about those, I would still do it with you.
Because that'd be tight.
I would rather do it with you than with someone that's 10 years in the BJJ industry.
Oh, man. That's why we don't have billion-dollar businesses.
But it's more fun doing it with you.
It is more fun. It's definitely more fulfilling for sure. Would you see any? So let's say that we have friends. These friends don't exist, but if we had friends that have been together for, we'll say 6 years, been together for 6 years, their relationship's kind of rocky, but they seem to love each other enough to want to work on it. But you can still tell there's issues. And if they tell you, hey, we're thinking about opening up a business, and you're really tight with them, so you can be as honest and open as you want. Yeah. And they won't get offended. Yeah. What do you tell those people?
I would say don't fucking do it.
Why?
I don't know. So for me, I think whatever you're experiencing within yourself, within your relationship, it bleeds over to the business. And the relationship itself really has no stakes. Aside from, I want to get married later or I want to settle down. There really has no stakes, and everything is just what you want. Like, I wish that Mabra would eat more pho with me, you know? Or you're like, I wish Papa didn't want to go to cold places all the time. Like,
I hate that.
Yeah, it's just more of like a melding of preferences. And so if that is already that stress causing and your relationship isn't good, when you have a business and there's actual stakes, your next meal is dependent on how well your business is doing. Maybe your card payment, your house, your longevity, your future. And if you have a staff, their livelihood is dependent on the business's success. Those are real stakes, and then those stakes now are going to cause even more stress. So if you already can't manage the stress that have no stakes, and they're just really just a battle of preferences, and you can't manage your own emotions or the togetherness of emotions, I think the business is going to cause unnecessary stress, and it's just going to be really hard to deal with, because then now you're not just playing chess, but you're playing like 2-3 layers of chess, you know?
Yeah.
And so for me, I would say don't do it. I'm like, problems are always easier when it's more simplified.
Yeah.
So maybe you need to take like your own sabbatical or something and work on yourself, get yourself in a healthy space, have a lot more self-love, bring that back in the relationship. I mean, and these things can go fast, you know, like self-love. Once you hit that epiphany and you actually have the discipline to execute what you told yourself you're going to do, you can transform yourself in a week. And then if the other partner's doing the same, the relationship can feel night and day in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So if this couple is really that passionate about that business and they really think they have something going on, give your guys self a deadline, and you can transform your entire well-being and the state of the relationship in 2 weeks, and then enter into that business. And delaying something by 2 weeks isn't a long time.
Yeah, it's not. Even a year is not a long time.
Yeah. So that's what I would say is, if you can't handle this level of stress, it's like if you already can't handle the stress of just fitness, lifting weights, then you add another stress of doing BJJ, and then another stress of like marathon running, like balancing all those, the fatigue that goes across. Like earlier on this year, I thought
Such a meathead analogy, Jesus.
this year, bro, like I was like, oh
Like,
shit,
just, like,
who do I
too
get
much protein?
Yeah, who
you
do I
know?
get my whey protein from? You know?
Yeah.
No, but earlier this year, like I thought I could do everything. So I was doing.
Wait, I'm gonna introduce our final sponsor. I thought there was gonna be a little breather there, but you're on a fucking roll, baby. We're gonna hold. And our final sponsor, one of my personal favorites, ladies. How many of you have bras that you just can't find that you want to wear? They look cute on the outside, but then you put it on and they're just kind of lumpy a little bit, or your boobs are spilling out, or like the underwire is digging in, or the shoulder strap is digging in, and you're like, God, but I spent so much money on it. Like, going back to return it is going to be a bitch. Finding parking, going to the mall, going up the escalator or the elevator, and you're just like, I don't have time for that shit. I got more important things to worry about than my titties. Like, I feel you. Now I don't, thanks to Third Love. I found my perfect bra. I don't have a drawer full of useless bras anymore. I have a drawer full of useful bras. Am I speaking English right now?
That was the perfect sentence.
Okay, perfect. It sounded so weird. And I'm so happy that I was introduced to Third Love, because I was able to do everything online in the comfort of my own home, not feeling uncomfortable or overwhelmed with all of these options that I have no idea do what to my boobs. I took like a quick test, and it was talking about like my problem areas, the types of boobs that I have, or at least what I perceived are my type of boobs. And then at the end of this quick quiz, it was like 30 seconds. I'm not kidding you. They recommended the bras that I should be using. So there's a lot of options for you to pick in terms of bras, but it made it easy because they're like, this is what we feel like you should use. So of course, if I didn't like the style or I didn't like the color, I'm like, trust me, that's wrong. Then I can go into their menu, pick the one I want. But if I was like, yep, let's check out, I get it, I receive it, I have 60 days to wear it, wash it. And if I still don't like it, I can always return it. And what's dope is once it gets returned, it doesn't just go to waste. It actually gets donated to women that need it.
That's so awesome.
It's super awesome. And what I love above all else is this company was started by women, so they get it. They understand it.
But do you think women touch boobs as much as men do?
Well, we wear bras, and we're talking about bras.
Oh, true.
Yeah, not the boobs. So if they were creating boobs, then I'd be like, oh, maybe Bart's right, but Bart's never right.
That's true. I'm dumb.
So for all of our friends out there, because you either own a pair of boobies or you know someone that owns boobies, so let them know about what I'm about to tell you. If you go to Third Love,
did you know 1 out of 2 people have boobies?
Yeah, 50-50, yeah.
It's proven in the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we all have boobies.
I told you I'm pretty smart.
Yeah, yeah. So if you go to thirdlove.com/Bea right now, you're going to get 15% off your first purchase. So for guys out there listening, if you have a girlfriend, do that for her. If you have a mama, which everyone does, do that for her. If you're females out there, trust me, you're not going to regret Third Love. I absolutely love my bras. So go out there. thirdlove.com/Bea, 15% off.
And so I thought I could do everything. So I signed up for a marathon. I wanted to powerlift this year. I still want to squat 500. That's my goal. I've been doing kickboxing. I was going to keep that up, and kickboxing and boxing. And then I was going to start doing BJJ. And I hired a privates coach. I was doing all 4. And then I went to the business seminar, and I'm trying to come back and implement all those things. And I remember there was like a week where I was like, holy fuck, this shit's fucking crazy. So I was like, okay.
Did it to yourself, maniac.
I know. So I was like, okay, what is important right now?
Thank God.
So I told kickboxing and boxing, I'm only gonna do this once a week. That's it, for maintenance, just so I don't get worse. The running I have to
Worse
do.
for what? You just
so I don't get worse. I don't get my ass beat.
by whom? Who are you competing? Who's keeping track of your grades?
and so the marathon, that's temporary. So I just got to keep my ass going on that, and I'll be done by March 8th. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's do that. The privates coach, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, I probably can't start with you until Q2 or Q3. And then I was already feeling way better. And so
By March 8th, we've already filmed. We're filming this before March 8th. It's gonna be weird. Anyway.
Okay. So I narrowed all that down.
Yep.
And so it's easier to manage the problems when there's less of them.
Yeah.
Just get rid of a lot of them. So for a lot of people, I think that's what I would recommend. What do you recommend?
Similar, but for me, where it's a little bit different is if you're really passionate about that business and you're not so passionate about the relationship, maybe you could let the relationship go.
So break up, but still do the business with that person?
If you can break up maturely and just be like, yeah, I love you as a friend and I love you as a person, but I don't think we're good together. And then the other person going, yeah, I agree. But I really want to build this.
That takes extreme level maturity.
It definitely does, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible. You're right.
And I've seen it happen.
Yeah, like The Rock and his
multiple
ex-wife.
times. Multiple times.
The Rock's ex-wife is his manager, and they started $7 Productions together. They didn't work out. They had a divorce, and now the ex-wife has to see his new wife, and them fucking tongue kissing each other at the meetings all the time.
They don't do that.
And
I'm at the meetings.
And they've done all these movies and like Under
We even
Armour
have
deals together.
a friend in a similar space where him and his wife were working together, and then they got a divorce, and she's still involved in the company.
We do?
We do. I'm not going to give you hints now, but yeah, we do. So I think it's still very possible, and I just don't want to put out one option on the table.
Yeah.
You know? But
it takes an extreme level of maturity.
I mean, yeah. So does starting a business. Like you just have to be mature, period. It's not an extreme level of maturity. I think you're either mature or you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not mature enough for that.
Yeah, you are. I think you are.
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Like if we were to break up, you would rather close this shit down than continue working with me? Knowing as to how professional I can be?
I'm so fucking clingy.
You're not even that clingy.
That if we broke up,
I've been with clingy. You're not clingy
if
at all.
if we broke up, you better believe in all the Barbell Brigade meetings. I'm gonna be trying to get back with
That's
you.
That's what I'm saying. I knew you were gonna say it like that. Why in your scenario am I breaking up with you?
Doesn't matter. Even if I broke up with you.
You would not want to get back with me. If you broke up with me, you would not want to get back with me.
You know how hot it is?
How hot?
Yeah, to have sex on the copy machine.
Why don't we do that now?
Because it's even hotter when we're broken up.
You don't like to hate fuck.
Well, now I do. Maybe I do.
What? You don't make any damn sense.
I do make sense. So what I'm saying is, so even if we broke up and I broke up with you, I might be like, oh, damn, she's looking pretty good. Because after you break up, you look even better to each other.
No, fuck no. I've never broken up with someone and going, oh, damn. I'm like, ugh.
That's true. I'm usually like, oh, what happened?
I'm like, well, what was I thinking?
Yeah, what was I thinking? Yeah. But anyways, you're just so hot no matter what. So I'd be like, I need to figure out a way to have sex with her on the copy machine. We
have a small copy machine. We're breaking that thing. But yeah, I think you would. I think we would be able to work because it's like mutually.
But you
we're
better
like,
believe I'm gonna try to get back with you. I'm so clean like that. I'm gonna send you hearts and shit. I'm gonna be like,
I'll change my number.
I'm gonna be like, hey, look at this new creatine formula I came up with. Heart, 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 and then wink, wink, wink.
You're so dumb. That's not clingy. That's thirsty.
I'm so. Oh, speaking of thirsty,
What?
I'm really thirsty.
You're funny.
I'm a thirsty ass motherfucker. You didn't know that?
Yeah, fine. No, I didn't know that. Okay, well, now I know.
Yeah. Would you want to work with me? Just knowing who I am, if we broke up, would you still be down to work with me?
Yeah, I would be down to work with you.
You wouldn't be like, I need to work with someone else. This guy's fucking a pain in the ass.
No, because you're assuming that the breakup was bad. So
Yeah.
So like we're going like, yeah, like I love you as a person and I respect you, but
Yeah.
I don't like romantically it's not there anymore. And if you're like, yeah, me neither. Like I wouldn't want to shut this whole thing down. I'd be like, okay, like cool, we're broken up.
Yeah.
We'll move out.
So if we broke up,
This is assuming there's no Taika.
Yeah, but if we're breaking up, I can finally say like, oh, I'm just way smarter than you. That's why you have to listen to me.
No, because we're partners. We're 50-50.
I know, but I'm like, hey, I'm smart. I'm the smarter partner. Can I say
No,
stuff like
you
that?
can't say that because that's not true. You can't lie.
Does it make you angry?
Yeah, but that's not mature anymore. And then if I know you're going to be
I know.
acting like that.
That's why it's a level of maturity I don't think I could do.
You would say that? I can't imagine you speaking like that. You're not that type of person.
Really?
I've never heard you talk like that to anyone. Are you making jokes?
No.
Oh shit, you would be like that?
I don't know. I'm just trying
Who
to.
the fucking who did I make a child with?
I'm just trying to imagine this scenario, and I'm like, how petty am I? Am I gonna be that petty? You know?
I'm not petty like that. I'm not petty at all.
You're not petty at all.
You think I'm petty?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying. Do you know?
You do know. You live with me. We've gone through shit outside of our fucking marriage.
I think I'm petty. I think you're petty.
Really? How am I petty? Just keep in mind, whatever we say with each other, that's just venting.
No, because there's times where like let's say we fought and we're arguing and we clearly see each other's the other person's point, but we're still fighting for the sake of fighting. That's pretty petty.
Okay, okay. I'll give you that type of petty.
Yeah.
But I'm not petty to be like kicking your shit out or like trying to like make life hard for you.
Well, that's loco. That's different.
Petty as fuck. Fine, that's just the type of petty I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, we're petty and lazy.
What do you mean?
Like we're not petty and then go, okay, let me go drag this dresser across the room so I can flip it upside down and throw it on the front lawn.
I would never even do that.
That's a lot of energy.
I'm not lazy. I just wouldn't even do that because I'm like, what's the fucking point?
I don't know. Ask the crazy fucking loco people that do that.
That's why I'm saying I know I'm not petty. Okay, so we're down to our final 5-ish minutes.
Yeah.
One last thing I do want to bring up. One very big consideration about starting a business with your significant other is that, like having a kid, for those of you that don't have any children, they need your attention like 24/7 because they don't know how to walk, they don't know how to feed themselves, they don't know how to speak, they know nothing. They're just
especially if it's an online business.
They're just a pile of flesh.
Yeah.
Right. Same exact thing, especially if it's an online business, because how the fuck does anyone even know anything about you?
Because your store is open 24/7 when it's an online business.
Yeah. So now you have to keep in mind that you have to nurture this business, give it so much more attention than you've ever given your significant other, even yourself. So that quickly takes a toll on the relationship because you're not dating anymore. Or very rarely. You might not even be having intimacy anymore because it's just your mind is so occupied 24/7. It's not 9 to 5 anymore. It's 24/7 that you're thinking about it. You're trying to feed it. You're trying to help it grow. So that's another very big thing that you have to consider. Like the time spent on it. If your relationship's not strong, then that can easily like make things shaky.
Yeah, because like I said, I think it's a balance of stakes now. So if Friday nights were let's go watch a movie
Or hang out with friends.
which is preferences, which is what you want to do, not what you need to do. But then there's some emergency that happened that you have to go pick up an order or you have to go rebuild the site because something got crashed for some reason.
Yeah.
a lot of those things have actual stakes and consequences. You have to be able to just move your personal life aside for those.
And another one is you both have to have the same level of commitment. Level of commitment, right? Because I think we even went through this where you were super committed.
Yeah.
And I think because I had my own limiting beliefs that for me, I'm like, wait a minute, like, let's just take some time off. Like, let's just chill a little bit. And for you, you're like, no, you don't understand. We got to fucking keep doing this, you know?
Yeah.
And like, we weren't seeing eye to eye with, balance. So I think that's a big, big one.
That is a big, big one.
Yeah, because then it's just one person might feel neglected or misunderstood, and then it could just all be really bad. So just making sure that you both, even if you need to write a fucking contract saying, hey, no matter what, we put the business first, the business eats first, or like everything else has to be secondary. You guys have to fucking sign a contract that says that, so that when it does happen, we go, wait a minute, we both agreed.
Yeah. Like I didn't really believe in contracts before between friends and like loved ones and family and stuff. But I think that was my naive self looking at that.
Naivety,
because before it's like I'm like, nothing's gonna be stronger than my word, even if it's a piece of paper. But now I'm looking at the contract in two folds. One, it's a binding agreement that has legal like ramifications. But the other, more important one that I like about it, which doesn't even have to be on a contract, could even be on a napkin.
which is a contract still.
Which is a contract, but it's just being clear with the roles,
right?
Like writing down the details so that both people are completely aware of what their responsibilities and expectations are, just so that people don't have assumptions and they feel disgruntled or they get into a situation where it's unclear.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be things that pop up. But if you know that anything that pops up, like this is for simplicity's sake, anything that pops up outside of the business, this person takes care of. Anything that pops up inside. So if the AC leaks, oh, that's the inside person. He does that. If there's a random weed going on outside, that's the outside person thing. Just even having that level of clarity, even without one sentence, you take care of everything on the outside, I take care of everything on the inside. That eliminates a lot of stuff versus, oh, I thought you were gonna do it. I thought you were gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I believe contracts, even between blood, family, friends, because it's more so than a binding agreement. It's having clear relationship and what people's duties are.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Awesome. I think this was some good advice.
Yeah.
I hope it was some good advice. If not, well, I hope you guys had some fun.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All right. Bring us on home.
All right. Super big, you bikini. All right. So super big shout outs to our sponsor Figs, Skillshare, and Third Love. And last but not least, Barbell Brigade. We're dropping our cold weather collection on March 18th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm rocking the windbreaker. Marber's rocking the flannel. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have other questions regarding business with their relationships, let us know and we'll answer more of those. But put those in the comments.
Yeah, thank you, Figs. Right now, for everyone listening, you guys will get 15% off for a limited time. So go to wearfigs.com. That's WEARFIGS.com and enter code BEAW, BEAW.
And if you go to Skillshare.com/BEAW, BEAW, you get 2 free months of the premium membership. So make sure you go to Skillshare.com/BEAW, BEAW.
And last but not least, thirdlove.com/BEAW to get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/BEAW, BEAW, to get 15% off your first purchase.
And like I said before, don't forget to check out me and Marber's brand, Barbell Brigade. We're dropping a brand new collection, cold weather. So for all of you guys who have been waiting for outerwear, or flannels, quarter zip, sweaters, got you covered. And we also have pre-workout and new supplements coming out, barbellbrigade.com. See you guys there. Peace.
Bye.